everybody. Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. What's going on? I'm so happy to be on live right now, just wanting to come on and be a blessing to somebody else that has experienced some different things, some failures, some rejections, these sort of things. As you come into the live, if you can just say hey. I'm not going to pause, but just come into the live and let me know you're there. For those of you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Katisha Willis. I'm the owner and founder of Intuitive Medical Coding Made Simple. I am a certified coder, instructor, mindset mentor, coach. I help aspiring medical coders get unstuck and push through any coding obstacles. My company actually designs customized medical coding programs specifically to CPC. I'm getting on here today because I want to talk about rejection, failure, staying persistent, and being determined. And this is for the coders that's out here that's failing the exams and really struggling with passing the exams. These are for the aspiring coders that at night they're crying because they really don't understand the guidelines and what the CPC really is asking you on the exam. There's a lot of people that teach to the different strategies, and that's awesome, because I do that as well. But I do let it be known that please don't depend just on strategy. You need to know your stuff. Point blank, period, the end. The one reason why I want to talk about, rejection in a sense is just for the simple fact of, rejection is just like, dismissing things. We don't care. We're refusing to push through to that next level. Failure is like just a lack of success, or you feeling like you're not successful because you failed. And I have experience with that. Determination, I've never had an issue with that. I am determined to bust my butt to work hard to get to that next level by any means necessary. So if I gotta show up 3 times a week, 4 times a week, twice a day, for you guys to get in your head that I am truly here to support you in any capacity, when I'm talking about mentoring, one-on-one instruction, really honing in on what are you missing, what are you not getting. So I put myself out here because I want to be the one to take action. I have always been an action taker. So when I come on here, I'm speaking to the people who have failed the test, but they don't want to pay nothing extra to invest in themselves, to figure out what am I missing. I'm a person that when I took my test, I failed my test twice by 1 point, both times. When I took it the 3rd time, I passed the test with like a 96%. It wasn't because I didn't know the information. But see, we're talking about a person that has had an experience with taking a state board examination. Okay, when I first started taking the exam, I had no experience with taking a state board. And then I went through the first time, it was like I ran out of time. So how many of my coders out there that's sitting for this test is running out of time? Why don't you come over and let me show you how to figure out your time management, what you need to do to figure this out, how to conquer this. Why don't you just come over? Why don't you just inbox me right now? Drop a message right now and say, I need help with time management. Because when you come and you sit down and you take the course and we go through the domains of how the CPC is actually set up and what it's designed to do, you're going to learn time management. You're going to learn what you need to do from the moment that you sit down in that exam room, in that chair, with them walking around, shaking them books, checking to see who has these sticky notes everywhere, checking to see who is trying to come in here and cheat up on this test. And I pray that nobody does, because that's just a straight out forfeit of your test. Point blank, period. So I wanted to come on here and I wanted to speak to rejection, because, you know, rejection is hard. You know, because sometimes people will tell you, oh, I remember when I was taking my test, there were many people, girl, that's just too much work. That's just so much work. But let me tell you something. That hard work has paid off. That hard work has me really sitting back, appreciating me going through the process and trusting the process and being grateful and thankful and humble that I'm at a place and time in my life where I can just really support others, really show them how to push through. That is what this is all about. This has nothing to do with, you know, me just wanting to come on here and sell anything. No, The reality of it is I'm here benefiting in a lot of ways, because number one, I'm a people person. I love people. I have always loved people. I love showing people things that I know how to do, that I have the gift of doing naturally. I mean, naturally. Yes, coding, most of you guys went to college. Most of you guys went into a HEM program. But to be honest, I've been working in coding and billing since 1998. I've been in the industry for a very, very, very long time. And when I started getting into positions where they were asking me to code, I began to want to know more about, okay, am I really coding this right? Because just because this office manager is telling me to code it that way doesn't mean that it's necessarily true. So you then have to be your own investigator and take yourself seriously and say, hey, is this something that I just want to go by what somebody else says? Or is this something that I truly want to know and I want to be the best at it? And because I'm a PI at heart, this was nothing for me. Was it a struggle, like trying to transition to really, really comprehend the guidelines? Yes. Because if you just go off what somebody else says and you never really knew what the coding manual said, okay, well, you think about how many claims could have been wrong way back when. You know, so it's all about taking ownership of knowing that you want to get to that next level and you're willing to take the action to get to that next level by any means necessary, whatever that means for you. Now, I have this mentorship program that I do where I do the CPC review and I go through the domains, and basically it's helping you to set the tone for the course. Because we're going to set intentions. We're going to make sure that the intentions, my intentions and your intentions, we got to be lining up. Because my whole goal is for you to be successful. That's what my goal is. I don't care about anybody else's goal. No. My whole goal when you hire me is to make sure that you are being successful. And when you reach, even the people that have reached out to me thus far and have not signed up for the course, it's okay, because they still got valuable information from me. Because that's the type of person that I am. But this is something that was near and dear to my heart. I cried. I burned the midnight oil. It was a lot of things going on. I paid for boot camps and invested in boot camps when I didn't have not a nickel, dime, penny, quarter, anything to my name. I just believed that I could do this so much that I was just willing to risk it all. And just like with anything else out here, you got to be willing to risk it. Like, I can't sit on my day-to-day for the next 2-3 years. Like, that's what I can't do. So I know at some point I got to risk it all. I got to show up. I got to be, responsible for Katisha. What do I want for intuitive medical coding? What expansion do I want to provide to my students? All of this is about me showing up, letting you guys know that I'm here. I have failed the test, just like many of you out here. A lot of people don't understand that test is not easy. It really is not. But when I go back and I look at the process that I went through, I understand what that test was all about. I felt like I was in a storm within a storm. I was in a storm personally because I didn't have no money, to be doing any of this. But what ended up happening for me, I risked it all. I took action. I didn't sit in my unstuckness. I didn't stay complacent. I went on ahead and said, hey, if it's something that you truly want to do, you're going to have to spend the money to do it. You're going to have to birth this thing. You're really going to have to, it's sitting in your belly, birth it out. That's what it's doing. So when I'm on here and I'm talking, I am talking to these coders that they are going home and they are crying because I don't want you guys to be confused in terms of who this message is for. This message is for the coders that are busting their butts, trying to figure out what did they miss? What direction did I miss in terms of why couldn't I pass this test the first go round? What's happening here? I don't have money to keep spending and spending and spending on taking this particular exam. I want to move forward. So I wanted to talk about the rejection and the failure of it all. Because see, the failure, it's not that you're liking success. It's not that at all. The failure is your setup for your comeback. The failure is that past that you might feel is hindering you from pushing through in your future. Being consistent is showing up, doing the work, pushing through, constantly birthing an idea. That's what this is. That's what it's all about. We all are sitting on beautiful gifts. Beautiful gifts that we no longer need to sit on. You stuck? Get unstuck. Hey, Kathy. Yes. You stuck? Get unstuck. Move. Move, move, move. You're not stuck. Stop sitting there like you're so comfortable. Get uncomfortable. Put yourself in a situation where it's do or die, baby. Let's make this thing happen. Because see, when you don't have no money and see you sitting on all these beautiful gifts and these gifts are in your stomach and you're trying to birth them, guess what? Every time that you make a move, and I ain't talking about the stuff you're doing in the background. I ain't talking about the websites you're building. I ain't talking about all the extra little cutesy little images that you're trying to put together in the workbooks and all. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about getting right here in front of everybody, letting them know what type of service you have and where they can come and find you. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about not hiding. I'm talking about being true to yourself, showing up for yourself, finding your voice for your business. And this could be meant for several different things. Being on here could be, or being in front of your business could be you giving yourself your voice spike. That's what that could mean for you. What it means in my business is that it allows me to help another aspiring coder who is sitting there struggling, failing tests, putting my vulnerability out here saying, hey, I have been right where you are. I have failed the test too. I have walked the walk, talked the talk, did everything that I could. And it was not until I actually broke down, started investing in boot camps that would help me get even more ready and tune in, and tune in to what I need to do. This is how I feel. It is nothing that you don't already have. You already are in a position to pass the test. You're already in a position to go through the storm. So why wouldn't you take the information that you already have? You got this here. This is inside you. Why wouldn't you want to take action? Why wouldn't you want to invest in yourself to get to that next level? Why wouldn't you want to birth that? Because let me tell you, though you're going through a hard time with the exam, and though you're going through hard times with trying to figure it out, guess what happens when you constantly show up for your gift? The next thing you know, when you look up, you have passed your test, and you give that testament to the failure, all the people that were rejecting you, all the people who was refusing you, all the times the recruiters called you and said, oh, you can't get this job because you're not certified. Yes, you have a strong background, but you're not certified. But if y'all could just go with me for a moment, you will understand that this right here, what I'm doing, this is nothing but the hand of God on me. This is nothing but me showing up and honoring what I said I would do. Walking through the steps, trusting in what I know to be true. I can't stress this enough. This is coming from a place of love. If you out there and you're taking a test, and you're taking a CPC, or you've taken a CPC and you struggle with it, inbox me, take action. The course is here for you. I'm showing up for you. I'm mentoring you. I'm coaching you. I'm giving you what you need. I'm a real coder. I'm not commercialized. I give one-on-one instruction. Point blank, period. That is what I am about. I don't have time to, constantly be going through. Hey, Latoya, how are you? Is it Latoya? I think it's Latoya. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. But yeah, don't just, come on and just be thinking, that this is something that you cannot conquer. This is something that you can conquer. We just have so much distractions coming in. But I want to stress this to you guys. When you write your vision down and you make it plain, you see nothing but the vision. There's no distractions. Nothing but the vision. It helps you to be decisive on all levels. Hey, Tamika, it helps you be decisive on all levels. It is no, hey, can we go here? No, we can't go here because right now my mind is set on getting through, passing. I'm great. I'm glad to hear that. Yes, it's none of that. You become a decisive individual. And you no longer are worried about distractions because your mind is focused on getting to the finish line and getting through the finish line. See, because we don't want to just get to the finish line. Getting to the finish line is like you just sitting there on the exam. And you're waiting to take this test. But I want to push you through the finish line. And I want to mentor you through that finish line. I want to answer all your questions. I want to be your cheerleader. That is what being in this mentorship coaching program is all about. It's about teaching you guys tips and tricks of how to better understand the coding guidelines, because all the CPC is coding guidelines. Really, that's all it is. And the more you understand the coding guidelines, and the more you can, the more that you can understand the guidelines, the better off you will be. I cannot stress this enough. In my coaching program, yes, week 1 we set the tone for the course, because I'm not playing no games. I want you guys to be focused. I want you to want it just as bad as I want it for you, because see, I know what's on the other end. I know the transformation that it's going to bring to you. When I started my journey, I didn't have no money. I'm paying for books, and I don't even know where I'm coming up with money to pay for books. Books, exams, boot camps. I don't know where this money coming from. I'm going to a boot camp all the way in Orlando. I got $50 to my name. Now, where they do that at? So I'm just saying to you, you have to be hungry, and you have to be ready to push through and birth what it is that you want. If you're sitting on an exam and you're not passing that exam, and it's been several times that you've taken the exam and you still have not passed the exam, come see me. Inbox me. Take action. Trust the process. Trust it. Because I'm telling you, from where I was to where I am right now, this very thing that I'm doing, if you wanted to do it, you could do it too. If you wanted to do it. If this was your vision and you wanted to give back in any capacity, you could do it too. But you first got to push through the obstacles that you may be facing. So I did this live because there's a lot of people, they're sitting for the exams, they're failing the exams. I was one of those people. I have walked through everything that I'm telling you. I've walked through it. Every single thing. I've been through the devastation of missing it by 1 point. I've been through the devastation of paying my money for boot camps, and at the end of the day, you know, sometimes feeling there was a lack of. I have been there. I know what the pain, the hurt, and the feeling of you're exhausted, like you be mentally. And I don't know, like, you know, I don't know if there's another coder that's on here that's watching, that's ghost watching. I don't know. But I am telling you guys that it's nothing worse than studying. Nothing worse. I studied for almost 1.5 years. Between taking the test and failing the test and all of that. It is nothing worse than taking that exam and then realizing that you failed it by 1 point. There's nothing worse than that. It's nothing worse than going home having the crying, and then you having a self-talk, have to literally self-talk to your own self and say, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this, get up, get up, get up. This is what I go through. This is what makes me Katisha. What makes me so unique to do this? Because I have been exposed to it. I have been through it. I have experienced it. And now I'm on the other side of it. Look at God. It is nothing short of amazing of how I got to be right where I am right now. And when I look back over it, I'm just so proud of me that I was able to take the courage. I'm still proud of me that I'm able to take the courage now and show up on live to you guys, humble, vulnerable, and put myself out there. Because it's nothing worse. Who wants to tell somebody, oh, I failed this test, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? If I had not failed it, I could not tell you the story. If I had not failed it, I would not be able to tell you how to push through. So I'm just getting on here because I want you to understand that failure, yes, though it means lack of success, it's really not lack of success. It's your one step closer to your goal. It's that failure part is the part that builds you. It's the part that really makes you own it. So when I sit here and I get on live and I'm like teaching to the students and people are reaching out to me nonstop, you know what that says to me? Katisha, when everybody else doubted you, it wasn't even about them. But the fact that you had the courage to still walk through your truth, not nobody else's truth. Because see, people come in and they'll tell you, oh girl, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. But I can promise you this, if they had your shoes on, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it like you do it. They couldn't show up like you show up. I'm just getting on here telling you guys this because at the end of the day, I'm only here to assist and to help. And I'm not perfect at all. But one thing I know that I have the gift to mentor. I have the gift to motivate you beyond measure. I'm going to be your motivation. Even when you're ready to give up, I'm going to be like, we're not giving up today. Today is not the give up day. Today is the push through to your blessing type of day. Because for those that see me on here constantly, you know that I struggle all the way through. I rocked the boat, baby. The storm was always going when I was going. So I'm just putting this out here because you guys need to really understand that this is not a game. You're spending money, yes. You're investing in yourself, yes. You're taking action, but that's what you're supposed to do. That's what true imagination is standing up, owning that you're not where you want to be. But that does not mean you're not going to be where God has destined you to be. This right here is just your storm. You just on a rocky road right now. But trust me when I tell you that if you stay true to yourself, do not let people's comments discourage you from getting to that next level to actually study for your test. Invest in yourself. If you don't let those distractions come in, I can promise you that when you look up, you will be on the other side. Because it's not just about getting credentialed. Once you get credentialed, that's one thing. But then you have to face the facts of, okay, I'm credentialed now. What can I do? Can I come out the gate working, maybe as a remote coder? Can I find a company that will accept me with this apprenticeship right now? These are 10 million and one questions that I see in so many different forums. And I'm here to tell you, anything is possible. You don't know until you show up. You don't know until you put that resume out there. That's another reason why I stand true to myself. Because see, I'm not just out here mentoring and taking you guys on. I'm taking you guys on, and then I'm reaching out to agencies. I'm talking to different people to see what do I need to do for my students, because what I want is a smooth transition for them. That's what I want. It was nothing but the grace of God that I was actually already working as a medical coder. So when I got credentialed and I had that CPCA on the end of my credential, I just printed a form from off of AAPC's website, and my manager just signed off on it because I had already been coding for a little over a year, 2 years at that particular location. So there's a lot that I, per se, want to, embark on to help my students. I don't want them to just show up to my class, get the information, but I really want them to comprehend the information, and I want to be able to push them through that finish line. I want them to be consistent. If class starts at 4, guess what? Be there at 4. Be there at 3:45. Hey, be there. Show up. Do the work. I'm not going to do the work for you. I'm going to just tell you that right now. Just cut that out, right? I'm not going to do the work for you, but I'm going to put you in the best position to ace that test. That's what I'm going to do. That is my word. I'm going to put you in the best position to do that, because nobody else can take that test but you. And the only way to pass that test is to make sure you are prepared to the utmost. I seen someone recently post, I know I'm not as prepared as I should be. Now, they inboxed me. I gave them the information, but they still wasn't ready to take that action. So right now, I'm just letting you guys know, if this message is resonating with you, or you know somebody else that might be struggling, that's in the medical field, that is taking medical coding, and they are struggling with the test, and they are ready to take that action, have them inbox me. Have them inbox me. I'll be more than happy to give them the information. The course itself is a 7-week course. I have reserved additional weeks because I want to make sure you get the information. First of all, you ain't going to get that at no commercial school, so y'all just know that right now, okay? But moving forward, it's a 7-week course. It's going to go over every domain that is on that test. We're going to develop you a study routine. I'm going to be your accountability partner, because I want to make sure that you're sticking true to what you say you're going to do. You have to be accountable. If you want this success, you got to be accountable. So we're going to do that. We're going to do, I'm going to teach you guys how to tab your books, how to notate in a certain manner. You know, because sometimes you guys be scared to notate in the books, and I don't know why, because it's a manual, baby. It's a manual. You write in your book. That's how you're going to pass the test. That's how you're going to get to the information easily and effortlessly. So I teach you a tabbing technique. I make sure you have certain notes that would be very easy in terms of, you know, combination codes and different things like that's the typical things that they try to test you on, especially when you get to the cardiovascular areas and you're dealing with hypertension and the CKD and just, you know, those areas. I have specific notes for that. So I teach you a tabbing technique, and it's something that you learn. And I'm telling you, once you learn it, every book that you get going forward, you will tab it up just that way. And it just makes your life so much easier. So much easier. It wouldn't even matter if the job that you're at had the software or whatever, because you would bring your own books, and your books are your babies. You don't share that with anybody. Those books are your babies because you didn't spend money on them. But week 3, we jump into diagnosis coding. We go into the guidelines in depth. I give you real scenarios. We talk about how those things are coded. And I do that in week 3 and 4. Okay, so I give you 2 weeks to go through that, and if we need more, then I'll go ahead and adjust as I go through the program with you. Weeks 5 and 6 is all about CPT coding and hit picks if we get, you know, if we get to it. But like I said, I will adjust as I see how you're comprehending that information. Week 7 is the closeout, where you guys will provide me a survey in terms of how the course was, and any additional questions that you have, I'm going to be there to answer them. You guys are actually going to be in a private Facebook group for students for intuitive medical coding. So you can post questions. You can even go live in there and say, hey, I have a question about XYZ. Can you help me? I am glued. When I say I am glued to the computer and cell phone goes everywhere with me. So I'm always in connection with my students. I am always connecting to you guys. And that's the one thing that you're not going to get at any commercial school or any like online. My services are live. You get me. That's what you get. You get me going through the material with you and helping you to truly comprehend and understand. And that's unique in itself. That is very unique in itself. So that's what you get in this course. The course includes your 2019 CPC review study guide from the AAPC. It includes your 2019 AAPC coding books. For those of you who don't have the coding books for 2019, the program does come with that. So if you're interested and you're ready to take action on it, guess what? Inbox me, let me know that you're ready so that I can send you a link and we can get your payment and everything taken care of. Because I want to know your goals. I don't want to just, take your money, but I want to know where you're going with this. Hey, Nilka. Yeah, I want to know where you're going with this. What you want to do beyond, because see, it's a new world once you get beyond that CPC. Once you get beyond that CPC, so many doors open. You're going to go on interviews after interviews and people are going to reject you. But I want you to understand, rejection is nothing. That's nothing. That's just building you. That's your background. That's your history. I went on tons of interviews too when I was trying to transition from the position that I was in because I wasn't getting the things that I wanted. But for me, I just trusted the process. Even when I thought that I wasn't going to get the position, you know what really happened to me is that I had been on so many interviews that I just was like, I ain't going on another interview. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to study for another credential. So I would do my caseload at work. And then when I got a free moment on my breaks and everything, I would start studying for another credential. And that's when my breakthrough came. When I got still and I stopped worrying about stuff. That's when my breakthrough came. I just took it day by day. And though I'm sitting there with my books and I'm doing all that stuff, God opened the door. He opened the door to the point where I went from 21 to 35 an hour just like that. So it's not nothing that you guys can't do. You get frustrated out here because see, when you get credential, you think just like that. It's supposed to be instant gratification. We finna get it. No, it's not instant gratification. Stop thinking that things are going to come to you instant gratification. You got to put the work in. You got to show up. You got to be consistent. If you're going to be filling out applications, be consistent with filling out them applications. If you're going to do 10 a day, do 10 a day every day. Okay? Be consistent. Whatever you do, be consistent. And then be determined. Don't let negative chatter seep in and make you want to deviate from your plan. I see coders talking about, I don't know if I want to renew my credential. The devil is a lie. I worked too hard to get this credential. What you talking about? Too hard. I'm going to do these 36 CEUs. I'm going to do these 45 CEUs. Yes, I am. Because, see, I worked hard to get right here where I could have a conversation with some people. That I did do. I bust my butt to get this credential. And there's no way I'm going to let something negative, some negative chatter, some recruiter telling me I don't have enough of XYZ to get over here. No, because you don't determine what job I get at this point. You really don't. It's all about who they put you in front of. And when it came to me interviewing, and this is just me, I had so much self-confidence about who I was as a coach, because I had went through hell with my test. Y'all don't hear me. I went through some things with this test, which is why I could speak on it. the way that I could speak on it. Because ain't nobody, no teacher, no nothing. They can sit up there in the classroom and be teaching you medical terminology and anatomy and all of that. But I'm going to tell you this, ain't nobody going to sit on that test, and ain't nobody going to feel that pain that you feel when you don't pass it and you done spent thousands. And I ain't talking about no 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I'm talking about 10,000 to 20,000. You done set up at these people's schools, spent all this money, and you mean to tell me you can't go and sit on no test and pass it, and you done spent all this money? Oh, no. We not finna do that. Not today. We not doing that. So that is why I do a lot of one-on-one instruction. That is why I do mentorship. Because, see, I love giving back. And I want to be able to pull other coders up. So I put my face out here. I put my company out here. I let you know what I represent. I'm going to show up for you. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to show up. You need to show up for yourself. You need to take the courage for yourself. Step out on faith and do what must be done. If you're tired of living from paycheck to paycheck, you're tired of being rejected, you're tired of feeling like you're failing. You're not failing. It's building you. It's giving you even more character than what you have. But you got to have courage and trust that God gonna see you through. That when all the noise and all the silence, when you get quiet and you just listen and say, okay, I want to get to this next level. This is what I'm willing and ready to do. When you get to the point where you're so hungry that you don't see nothing but I got to get to this next level, and I'm going to do that by any means necessary. If that means I got to invest money in myself to reframe what I'm trying to do, guess what? That's what I'm going to do. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. You have to have the determination. You have to have the motivation. You have to have all these extra things. You just have to stay consistent. Stay consistent with studying. Stay consistent with that. And I mean it. Like, stay consistent. Be so determined that, you know how determined I was? I was so determined that I could actually feel the success. Like, I knew it was coming. I was like, when is it going to come? When is it going to come? That's where I was. Because I knew I had put in the work. And I knew that I was going to be blessed. I knew that I was going to end up on the other side. Because you have to put in the work. You have to show up. So, I'm not going to keep reading on. You know, you guys know. Point blank, period. Determination is the firmness that keeps you going. So you know this. Show up for yourselves. Give yourselves a chance to walk through, to get through on the other side. That's what I want you to do. I have people all the time. They sit on my videos. They view my videos, all this stuff. Don't just view them. Inbox me. I'm ready to talk to you. I'm ready to sign you up. I'm ready to enroll you. I'm ready to be a blessing to you. Why wouldn't you want somebody who is humble and vulnerable and willing and ready to give you valuable content? Why wouldn't you? I believe in every sense of what I have to offer. Point blank, the period. So, with that being said, you have a CPC review mentorship coaching program, 7 weeks. Any areas that we need additional time, I will adjust to that. The program comes with your books, your 2019 AAPC study guide, your 2019 coding books. You get a discount on the exam and a discount on the actual AAPC membership. I I do one-on-one mentoring separately if you like that. If you just want to sign up for mentorship, I do something separately for that. But it's strictly one-on-one mentoring. It's strictly, hey, Kamalina. It's strictly, you know, me holding your hand, walking you through that process, helping you figure out what your goals are in terms of coding for those of you who already have credentials. But this specific message is for my coders that are failing their exams. These are for my coders that need a refresher course because for whatever reason they just want to go back through the guidelines. This might be something that you know, will work for them. So this message is strictly for my coders who really need help, who really need mentorship, who really need motivation. Inbox me. This is my call to you. Inbox me if you're ready to take action. I'm ready to assist you. I'm ready to enroll you into the course. I have a private group called Intuitive Medical Coding Made Simple. This particular group, is where I do sometimes I go in there and I teach. I just did a teaching earlier this week about hypertension, CKD, and congestive heart failure. I talked about other specified and unspecified codes. But yes, this is a private group, so if you want to be a part of that group, it's Intuitive Medical Coding Made Simple. That's the name of the group. If you want to inbox me and reach out to me, definitely more than welcome to have a conversation with you. I'm more than happy to jump on a discovery call to see exactly what your goals are, what you want to do. That way you can take action on whatever I have to offer if that's what you choose to do. So other than that, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to jump on my video. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I want you guys to have a happy and blessed evening. Talk to you later.